Speaking of gummy bears, yesterday the door flung open and there was a middle school student that I'd not seen before. And in his hand he had a gummy bear spider. I knew it was a gummy bear. I'm pretty sharp for my age. And I said to the young man, I said, do you have any idea how many students are injured every year by those spider things? At which point the kid looked me right in the face, and he ate the gummy bear spider, and immediately fell on the floor, his tongue hanging out, his eyes rolling back into his head. He started to gyrate, like he was having some kind of an epileptic attack. I knew gummy bears don't do that unless he had some kind of weird allergy. And I said, young man, it's lucky for you that I've taken CPR, and I will save you. Now, where did I put my book on CPR? The young man continued to gyrate on the floor, but he was fine. It was just a little bit of relief from a very hectic time in a school year. Something I'll remember. I just thought it was kind of funny, and I'd share it with you. This is Mother's Day. This is really the Mother's Day video, though I pre-announced the videos coming in the last video. I like to tie things together. I'm very clever, you know. Not completely clever. I must tell you an incident that occurred 30 years ago. Somebody broke into the house, and they stole the file out of my file cabinet. It was a story I was working on about a charitable organization that really wasn't very charitable at all. In fact, it contained a bunch of letters from people that had lost jobs and promotions because they did not choose to donate to that charity, and somehow the charity had worked itself within the ownerships of the various companies, and they just deducted it from your paycheck whether you liked it or not. And a lot of people couldn't afford that, and they were upset. So we were working on the story, and the file was in the cabinet, and somebody broke in and took it with all the letters. It really teed me off. The producer said, I've got a brilliant idea, Jer. I'm going to rearrange your file cabinet. This is foolproof. Nobody's ever going to steal the story from us again. We're just going to label the folders 1 through 500. And then, when something comes in, we'll file it in one of those file folders, like folder number 21. Like this letter from your listener that says they like your show. We'll put it in the blue book. Letter from listener that likes show. Folder 21. Here's your delinquent electric bill, Jer. We'll put that past due electric bill in folder number 79. And it'll all be here in the blue book. So you and I will know where this stuff is, but somebody breaking in to steal it will never find it. It seemed like a great idea, and it really worked. Nobody could ever find anything after that. But I lost the blue book, and now we really can't find things. So this morning I wanted to do a video on Mother's Day, and the thought of looking through all 500 of those folders taxed me. Almost as much as thinking about mowing the lawn today has taxed me. I didn't know how I could do it, and then I looked over in the corner and I saw a folder. It was all dirty and torn and under some boxes, and just a little corner of it was sticking out on the floor. So I thought, that doesn't belong there. I'm very sharp, I knew that. So I walked over and picked it up and opened it. Lo and behold, it was mail from January, the year 1980. And on the first letter in the file was this, a letter from somebody with my mother as she lay dying, having a stroke. I don't know how I missed it. I was looking for a letter that Mother had written to me that just was a bunch of scribbling that said, "Love Mom" at the end. And I wanted to show you that letter. I was going to pan across it with the camera. All the scribbling but at the end where it said, "Love, Mom." And I thought this would be very dramatic. What a Mother's Day video. It would make everybody appreciate their mother. But this letter, which I don't recall reading before, says, "I'm with your mother. She's wanting to know how it's been. How's he doing? She wants to know how things are going with the house." Then, at the very end, there's an arrow pointing over, and it says, "Mom's writing." And it says, "We, G-E-J-E-R, love." Like in the other letter, that one word, love, stands out. You know, in your lifetime, really, wives, children aside, nobody's ever going to know or love you like your mother. I was shocked thinking of how much she knew me. That letter written 30 years in the past, I look at today, and there it is. The things that I worry about today, like my beloved Benjamin, detached. I wonder how he is doing today. How did Mother know that? And the house. I always worry about the house. I always worry when I leave Bentley alone and I have to go to work. I wonder if he's going to eat the house, if he'll gnaw on a sofa, if something will go wrong and it'll hurt Bentley. Mother knew those things way back then, and somehow maybe on this Mother's Day, she reached out to communicate with me and tell me I know exactly what my son is thinking about even now. I gave my word that in a future video I would do what I professed to do on the last video. It's my chamois. A chamois. And I told you that I was going to dump water on the keyboard. And I would wipe it up with my chamois. What a fitting and brilliant way to end the video today.